Good morning. It is supposed to be a hot and brutal day here in North Carolina. And I'm going to try and get to this pollinator garden right here to photograph some birds. So come along and enjoy this adventure. Why am I out here at this ridiculous hour here? This Pollinator Garden has some beautiful native flowers here, and what I want to try and do is photograph some birds or insects on these flowers. Now the problem I have here is that this field faces east. It gets full light all day long, and it's practically impossible to get really good photographs out here unless it's overcast or something like that. It's really difficult to get good photographs. Here's a picture I took yesterday of an orchard oriole about 45 minutes after sunrise, and you can tell from this image that it has really harsh shadows on it, which really takes away from the birds. So unless the bird lands in the most perfect spot for light to get on it, you're not going to get really good pictures here. So I'm out here at stupid o'clock in the morning seeing if I can get some really epic photos of some birds out here. That is a common yellow throat. I just photographed this bird right up here on this jute plant. They are an incredibly beautiful bird. They have this black mask, yellow throat. They're a tiny little warbler that is very common here in North Carolina. I'm just excited to get the picture. The issue I ran into is I shot the picture at ISO 3200 to get the shutter speed around 1,000th of a second. It's a little bit grainy, but I'm hoping I can fix it in post. We'll see what happens here, but if this picture's any good, here it is. I've actually been out here probably in the last 2 weeks 3 times to photograph birds at this site here. And the reason I'm having such a tough time is it's a really tough area to photograph. First of all, I'm on a pretty steep slope coming down this way here. These plants all are standing about 3 to 4 feet tall. So because even though I stand 6'3", it's hard for me to see over the plants. I think if I was on the top side of it, I wouldn't be able to see down the hill at all. The other issue I run into is sunrise is going to occur over here. I do have a fog coming in, which I think is really helping soften the light a little bit. But what I'm doing here is basically waiting until I see something moving and then go and see if I can photograph it. I'm not doing a lot of walking back and forth because I notice that when I move, the birds see that and get disrupted and fly away. So I'm just waiting for the birds to come to me. I did see a hummingbird come by, which was very exciting. I haven't seen a lot of hummingbirds this year at all, but I'm just going to stay with this. This fog, I think, is going to help me out a little bit, and maybe I can still get something interesting to photograph. I really didn't think I'd see any hummingbirds down here. I haven't seen a lot of hummingbirds at all this year, but I've already had about 5 or 6 hummingbirds come by here, and they seem to be very aggressive. They seem to be fighting with each other, which indicates to me that either these flowers aren't producing a lot of pollen or they're not producing the right kind of pollen that they want. So that means a few flowers are producing the pollen they want and they're just being very aggressive. Hummingbirds tend to be very aggressive towards each other anyway. Sometimes if you have a feeder, you'll have one hummingbird that will rapidly defend that area there, and the other hummingbirds are scaring them away. So I don't know what's going on here, but I'm really hoping I'm going to be able to get a photograph of a hummingbird. I didn't want to say that I wanted to a hummingbird because this year it's been really tough. I don't think I have any photos of hummingbirds this year. I'm finally able to see the sun, and I expected not to be able to photograph any birds after that, but the light is still really good out here. Now, the sun is bright orange, and the reason for that, I think anyways, is because of the fires in Canada. So I'm really hoping that I'll be able to stick this out a little bit more and be able to photograph some hummingbirds or something interesting like that, because I'm really excited about this. I mean, I've been shooting a lot of B-roll here because I've been just having a lot of fun with these flowers here. And I really need to focus a little bit more and try and take some really good pictures here. But these flowers are so beautiful. It just draws me in here, and I'm having such a good time. I'm glad I got up really early to come out here and photograph these, these flowers and these birds. But it is incredible out here, and I can't tell you how happy I am that whatever the haze is in the air, it's really helping with the light. I'm very happy they put this Pollinator Garden in here. These gardens are so useful, so much wildlife. I was actually smelling something here. I got a smell in the air, and I got down on my hands and knees, and I smelled where some coyotes have been peeing along the field here. They probably use this field to hunt for mice or whatever else. So that's what's so important about these things here. A huge amount of wildlife can utilize an area like this here. And I understand pollinator gardens are something that can get a lot of pushback for it, because most of the year, you know, through the winter and in the spring and fall, it just looks like dead ground and dead bushes here. It only blooms and looks like this through the summer here. And a lot of parks want to have perfectly manicured grounds, and having an area like this is so important to the local wildlife. And an area like this here, which is not usable for like having a baseball field or a soccer field, it's such a good resource for the wildlife here, and such as some people like myself should really utilize and support our local parks to have these. Well, the light is getting harsh here, and I really expected it to happen. I didn't expect it to happen this fast. It was literally like somebody turned a switch, because the sun is really, really bright, and you get these harsh shadows on stuff. It just isn't going to work out here. And I'm thinking about pushing myself and staying out here and doing this, and I realize that if I do that, I'm going to get home, see these images, and be frustrated with it. And that's something I don't want to do. So I'm going to end the video here. I really had a great time out of here. This is probably one of the most enjoyable mornings I've been out photographing birds in a while, so I am so positive about this. So I hope you got something out of it. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe to this channel because it helps us in the YouTube world. Become a Patreon supporter. Your support allows us to keep doing this. My name is Leahy, and thank you for watching.